Morning everyone, my name is Rod Sherwood. Is this working? And then, is this working? Both are working, fantastic. So my name is Rod Sherwood, I'm the CEO of CV Check. We've been listed since late 2015. I've been CEO since late 2016, probably a bit of a case of for my sins. But we've had an interesting journey, several years ahead of where Identity are now. And we've had a breakthrough year this past 12 months, so I'll just dive in. So basically we're a small cap, 39 mil market cap. Last year in this past 12 months, we've generated around 300,000 worth of cash. The company has now moved into being relatively cash neutral and is growing. We're focused on the B2B sector. Well funded. And interestingly, the stock is now relatively liquid, so you can get in and out as a portfolio manager. Registered composition, there's around 24% is held by the founders and myself. High net worth and retail feature on our register, about 39%, and institutions are increasingly a part of our register. Family offices are really, there's only two, and they're long-term supporters. So you can see here, since listing, our progress, basically it's been a story of revenue growth and increasing efficiency as we roll out technology into the organisation. Floated in 2016, I was appointed in FY17 and closed out the New Zealand acquisition integration process before launching the company out of consumer and small SME advertising focus into a B2B and enterprise focus. In FY19, we appointed a new chair, we completed our B2C repositioning, and we've produced 3 consecutive quarters of cash flow positive. The most recent quarter we burnt 200,000. ARR is now in excess of $9 million, and it's derived from the B2B focus. The company has now proven its business model, and we are now positioned for growth, having brought on a large number of sales team members this past quarter. So I'd like to just have a small discourse on what background screening and verification is. If we think of 100 years ago, agriculture and manufacturing were large parts of the economy. There's been a shift during that century to people providing services. And I would wager that probably 95% of the people in this audience provide such services. Financial services or knowledge-based economy is where every economy globally is shifting. What that represents is a change, a significant change, where you cannot see on day one what those capabilities are that the people are working for you can provide. You can't test it easily in the field. So we came along, people like us came along, to go out and source that information globally so that you have a better understanding of the capability sets that you're employing currently and those capability sets that you bring into your organisation. And if you remember clearly, your service to your customers depends on the capability sets that you provide and couple with assets. And your people have to have those capabilities in order for your organisation to deliver. So that's where we come in. In essence, these jobs in the new economy are high paying and very tempting. People will lie to get into them. They'll also fudge and create in their own mind capability sets that they don't have. A bookkeeper suddenly becomes a chartered accountant. And those things can be very, very dangerous to an organisation. Think of a logistics company like Toll. You have a truck driver who's meant to be qualified to drive an H-class truck, heavy vehicle. They total somebody on the freeway, and that person has lost their licence. The liability to the organisation is immense if they don't check these information out and stay current on it. So people come to us from organisations and from candidates to get a clear picture of who are the people that they're employing. We prove their identity to a very high level of confidence. Once we have that identity and we create a certificate for it, we then load up verified information about this person. Criminal history, driver's licences, their qualifications, where they've worked previously, and a whole host of other things which we can source from around the globe. We have a mix of information which we produce and information which, through data negotiations and legal work, people supply us information through interfaces that we build. The net effect is that you get a clear candidate picture and you can make assessments about that person, their capabilities from the past. You can test future capability sets that they'll have, and you can assess things like their culture and values. Are they a good fit for your company? People choose us to do that because we've moved on from being a technologist group. We look at people and we deal with people, and we use technology to enable what we do. We've been in this industry in Australia since 2006. We have a wide suite of product. We have market-leading technology and customer service, and our whole system is designed around data privacy. GDPR for us was just a stroll. It was just certifying that we are compliant. We integrate with leading HR technology platforms where they select us for the most part. And our system is highly secure, automated and very efficient. Some of our clients include these nameplates, which a lot of people seem to think is great brand value and fantastic. But that's just 2% of our revenue. We have over 21,000 B2B customers, and approaching 1 million individual candidates have come to us directly and bought their own certificates. We have a very wide, diverse client base across Australia and New Zealand. A technology platform has gone through a number of iterations. If you think back to 2006, that's when the smartphone got invented and launched into the market. What we do wouldn't be possible without the ability to share information across the evolved telecommunications network, using smartphones and portable devices so that individual candidates can easily engage with us. But in order to work in that environment, you need highly scalable systems. You need to be multi-device and product enabled. You have to be able to integrate with massive platforms globally and be able to talk and work with them. You have to deal with privacy issues, which for us are major issues and had to be designed in. Security is increasingly an issue. We have real-time, essentially penetration testing on all of our accounts that any of our users have. We monitor it live using AI because data is very, very sensitive, the type of data that we work with. And this process of technology and the evolution of it, we've gone through major shifts 3 times. It's an ongoing process, and we did our most recent one this past week. Our platform itself, it looks relatively simple. You see there in the middle, there's a privacy compliant exchange of data between the candidate, the company customer or regulator, and CV check. On the right hand, as you're looking, side of screen, that's some of our technology partners and partners who have HR information systems. There are more than 100 of those providers in Australia. They specialise in payroll, rostering, time and attendance. They specialise on onboarding, learning and development, and performance management. And each of these systems is now starting to weld together the things that it does. Interestingly, none of them are going after background screening because it's too complex an area. So they come to CV Check, they integrate with us, it takes about a week through our RESTful API, and then their clients can just press a couple of buttons each time they're onboarding a candidate. They can automate the process away. On the viewer's left-hand side of the screen, you get some idea of what we're on. We're a Microsoft Azure cloud shop. much more a developer's shop. We have very scalable servers. We've got something like 19 or 20 live servers in a farm where one of them crashes somewhere in the cloud. They spin themselves up and act like a hive mind and bring a new one on, and each knows what it's doing at any one time. We've built our own proprietary ID framework because there is no other system that we've seen available globally that deals with the complexity that we have to deal with day to day to identify people to the level required by the people that we interface with. It's highly complex, and we're using AI in it as well. And workflow automation, manual processes that a person may do, we have to learn those processes and then build an automated workflow to become efficient and accurate. And why do we do that? Well, basically a person sitting in, say, student records at Curtin University, they want to feel like they're working with a human. So we get a human to do all the work and learn it, and then we put machines in place to actually imitate a human and do the work. If there's a need, it will spin it out to a human to talk to them. So that's all the fun stuff. Now, we've actually gone through a phase which gets us to the current reality. So our business is now a business. It used to be a concept 4 years ago. You see here in FY17 I was appointed, you can see what our problem was. Really clear. Consumer is low repeat business. It's highly transactional and it's very hard to make a great deal of money out of. B2B on the other